cigar factories and cigar shops. But anyway, right here in downtown Varadero and even in some resorts, they also sell Cuban cigars. The quality, it's okay everywhere, but the price in Havana, it's better. The best cigar we have here in Cuba, it's Cohiba, Cohiba. Second best one, it's Monte Cristo. Third one, Romeo and Juliet. Fourth one, Partagas. And then we have so many more like Robaina, Guantanamera, Bolivar, etc. Remember, you can take back to Canada a lot. 50, 50 Cuban cigars per person. And you don't need to have any paper or any other receipt. 50 Cuban cigars per person, that would be great for you here at the Varadero Airport and even at the Canadian Customs in Toronto. That's okay, without papers. Cigarettes, remember, I know in Canada cigarettes, they are very expensive. You have to pay like 8 or 10 bucks for a package of cigarettes. Here in Cuba, as you could see already, it's only like 1 peso for a package. And you are allowed to take back such a lot. 200 cigarettes per person. 200. So it's like 200 plus 50 Cuban cigars. Alcohol, I was told Havana Club, it's expensive in Canada too. You have to pay like 30 or 35 Canadian dollars. Here in Cuba it's only like 12 or 15 Canadian dollars. And you are allowed to take back only 2 bottles of rum. 2 bottles, which is around 1.14 liters of alcohol per person. 1.14 liters, that's what Canada allows you to import. Try not to have more than that. Although if you have like 2 liters, that will be okay for you too. But never more than 2 liters in Canada. Otherwise, you will have to pay a huge amount of money in the Canadian Customs. And remember, you are not allowed to take liquids inside carry-on luggage. So right here at the Varadero Airport, if you have any liquids inside carry-on luggage, I'm talking about water, soft drink, beer, or rum, remember you have to put these items inside the suitcase, inside the big suitcase, the one to be checked through. Never inside carry-on luggage, not even water. Well, now let's talk about the Varadero Airport. Right now at the airport, you are going to see a lot of TV sets. A lot of TV sets inside the batchers over the check-in counters. There are going to be around 4 or 5 TV sets, so 4 or 5 lines for your flight. These TV sets are going to show you the information about your flight. I mean, the city you are going, Toronto, your flight number 683, and your company, which is Sunwin. You have to make these lines in the check-in counters in order to get your tickets and leave the big suitcase. After doing this, you have to go to pay the airport tax, which is, remember, 25 pesos per person. 25, only Cuban convertible pesos in cash. They don't take Canadian credit cards or Canadian money. It's only Cuban convertible pesos in cash to pay the airport tax. And after paying the tax, you may go to security. But remember, once you are at the other side, you cannot come back anymore. I mean, you cannot come back to the pictures. But it's like being in Toronto already with a little bit better temperature. Do you like it here, the weather? Yeah. It was very hot. A lot of rains? I don't think so. What about in Toronto now, the weather? 25, that's great. For me, that's great. That's even better than 35, what we are having here in Cuba. It's boiling. Well, now, this is a really important and new information you probably don't know. Since 2 months ago, they had a new rules, a new law here at the Varadero Airport. Like, for example, 2 months ago and before that, once you pass through security, you were allowed to use Cuban convertible pesos, but you are not allowed to do that anymore. So if you have some Cuban convertible pesos, you can use them before security to buy alcohol, snacks, coffee, cigars, for example, before security. But after you go to the other side, like duty free, for example, you cannot use Cuban convertible pesos anymore. So at the other side, duty free, for example, if you want to buy some snacks, cigars, alcohol, whatever you want to buy at your side, they only take foreign currencies like Canadian dollars, American dollars, euros, or Canadian credit cards. They also take Visa and MasterCard, but no pesos anymore. And at the Varadero Airport, they have only two banks. They are before security, both of them. So if you have convertible pesos after security, you have to take them back to Canada. And in Canada, remember, you cannot use them. So you better change your convertible pesos you have before security. At these two banks, they have. One of those banks, it's inside departures. The other one, it's outside the airport, like near the parking lot. The rate nowadays, it's 0.07, which means that for 100 convertible pesos, they are supposed to give you 97 Canadian dollars. But because of they don't have lunes and tunis here at the Cuban bank, they won't give you 97 but 95 because they have only bills. That's the same if you are going to change 20 convertible pesos. They are supposed to give you 19 something else Canadian dollars, but they will only give you 15 Canadian dollars because they have only bills. That's why. Well, any questions so far? I think I told you everything already. Well, actually about money, I have some Canadian paper money and lunis and tunis too. So if you want to change that with me, that will be okay for me and great for you too. I changed that one for one. It's good for me and for you too. Well, my dear friends, right now, if you have no more questions, I am going to shut up myself. Just for you to relax, to enjoy the ride. The airport, it's back over there in around 3 minutes. So once you get to the airport, if you have any questions, whatever you want, you may ask me, okay? That's the way I have to improve my terrible bad English. And at the very end, if you consider you received a really nice service, you already know about tips here in Cuba. It's not compulsory, it's just a tradition. But if you want to be the driver, he takes even lunis and tunis or any other coin. Well, thank you so much for being so nice. Have a really, really nice flight back home and come back soon.
Gracias, baby.